Democrats latching on to Elon Musk as their boogeyman and gloating after winning a Supreme Court seat in Wisconsin, a race they desperately wanted to be a referendum on the doge captain after he did a last-second trip to the state wearing a cheese head. Now they're spiking the ball like they won the championship.
Elon Musk is humiliated in Wisconsin.
Huge defeat for Elon Musk, who, as we saw, personally went full cheesehead.
An outright rejection of Elon Musk.
The heat shield has melted.
Elon Musk has become a lightning rod.
It's definitely a referendum on Musk. He has lost more money in Tesla stock than you can imagine.
Musk is exactly what we need in order to generate a good, positive turnout in November.
It wasn't all bad news for the Republicans, who kept 2 seats in Florida and got voter ID secured in Wisconsin. But will Democrats still have their boogeyman? Politico reports Trump privately told his inner circle that Elon Musk will leave soon. But Musk and the White House are calling it fake news. When do you think Elon is leaving, Dana?
I'll leave it up to them. I think that he and the president, obviously, we just had the Doge interview last week with Bret Baier, and then the week before that, the one with the president and Elon Musk together. They obviously get along very well. The president seems to be very happy with him. I don't necessarily think that he would be leaving because of this issue, but Elon Musk has become an issue in politics, and he's not afraid to be an issue, and he put his money where his mouth is. And then you had Tim Walz, the former VP candidate with Kamala Harris, saying, we defeated the billionaire. But they defeated the billionaire with 4 more billionaires on their side, right? There's a ton of money in these races. There was over $100 million spent in a state Supreme Court race in Wisconsin. And Wisconsin is a fascinating place, and you think, well, why would people care that much? Elon Musk said that it would be the end of civilization if this went the wrong way. It went the wrong way. Everything is going to be okay. But what it could do is have a redrawing of the congressional map. Could it help the Democrats, who are desperately trying to figure out a way to crawl themselves back into the majority? But they're losing so much population to red states that, to me, I don't even think that's necessarily going to work. But Wisconsin's a very interesting place. The other thing that they're doing is trying to target Elon Musk for mostly Democrats who bought Teslas, who are now being targeted, or the dealerships are being targeted, and they're using actual domestic terrorism to try to stop making government work better. And that's their message.
This is a pretty big win, the voter ID that passed in Wisconsin. I'm thrilled about it, Judge. How thrilled are you?
I am truly thrilled because the United States Supreme Court has said that they're leaving it up to the individual states. So given that situation, this was, first of all, a Republic-backed motion, but the voters approved an amendment to the state constitution, and it's now elevated to a constitutional amendment. What is the significance of that? The significance of that is that the Democrats can sue till the cows come home if they come home in Wisconsin, and they cannot change a constitutional amendment. Okay, so this is lockdown voter ID. It doesn't allow for fraud. You're not going to be able to bring in people who aren't entitled to vote, who don't have IDs. Let me just say about Musk. Musk is a special government employee, and as such, he has 130 days as an employee. Everybody knew that he was there temporarily to try to find the ways to fraud and abuse. I don't think he knew or ever imagined that he would be the victim of such hatred and the victim of literally an organized criminal enterprise that is focused on him, his cars, and dealerships in an effort to take him down. But the left has always been good at hating people. So now the question, Harold. So now the question is, who are they going to hate next? They can hate him. They can say it's his fault about what happened in Wisconsin. But let's be clear about that judge race. There are already 6 liberal judges, okay, and 2 conservatives. So that court has been a liberal court for a long time. And let's not make this bigger than it is, which isn't such a big deal.
Yeah, you guys have made this, I guess, 2 races
4-3?
in Florida such a big deal, Harold. You guys spent like 10-1 against these Republicans, and you came up short by like double digits.
We did. I don't know what made me think of this today, but I remember, you're too young, Jesse, but there was this great tennis player named Vitas Gerulaitis, and he played against Jimmy Connors, and he beat him in one of these end-of-the-year tournaments. And He hadn't beat him in a while. He said, let the record reflect. The real lesson from today is that no one beats Vitas Gerulaitis 17 straight times. Jimmy Carter beat him 16 times prior. Democrats, get over these races. We weren't going to win these races. The Wisconsin race is more serious, and I think for all the reasons that have been stated, I won't dwell on it. Elon Musk is the most important technologist of our lifetime, maybe even a 2 or 3 lifetimes. What he's been able to accomplish, not just for himself financially, but for the world, I think is an enormous thing. I hope before, if these reports are true, that he's going to leave Doge. His talents are probably needed elsewhere as you look at some of the ways his companies are performing. They're great companies, but they're performing in ways which he might be able to help better with. I do hope the president, on a personal note, Mr. President, give him the responsibility of reforming TSA before he leaves. His technology, the way he thinks about other things. No, I just think in general, I read all these stories, that may be a place where he can help in an enormous way before he leaves his job. But if he leaves, I salute him. He's done some things that are good, and he's done some things that have not been so good as relates to Doge, but I hope the push and the impetus remains there.
Well, Greg, the silver lining is if Musk does leave eventually, he'll have time to come up to New York and do your show.
Exactly. And you know who knows silver linings? William Devane. Whether it's like in the dealerships or in the Senate, you always see this weird thing, and it's that liberals kind of, what am I saying? They believe you should do political good before you actually achieve personal success. And Musk is the reverse of that. He decided to become successful and then use his spare time to solve political and world problems. The liberal decides to be political and then exploit that to gain wealth and status. That's why they hate Musk, because he has what they want, which is wealth and status, and now he's doing their job better than they're doing it. So when you look at like the people on the street torching things and stuff, and then you look at these politicians melting down, they're upset because Musk is doing politics from a position of success. He's one of a long line of great achievers who turn to service after their success, Trump being another one. But the idea is, how can you help other people if you can't help yourself first? Look at the protesters. They can't help themselves. So I think every crusade, every political crusade from the left will be dripping in resentment because it's the undercurrent is personal failure. It's your guy's fault. That's why they turned Musk into the punching bag for something else. It made no sense. He was a hero 1 minute, now he's a villain the next. It's because underneath it all, it's a failure of their own soul. We'll be right back.
So you're saying we should just have rich and successful, wealthy people be members of Congress?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I hate poor people, Jesse.
I agree. I agree.
Yes, do you? Yes, I hate children. I hate old people.
Is this what it's like to argue with you?
I just want to put this all out there so it gets picked up.
Good. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.